Assassin's Creed 3 on the PS3. Last chance. Stop sucking. I'll just come right out and say it. Stop sucking. I'm being fair, but I really need something that's a bit more interesting than what's happened so far. My previous video, I was doing a bunch of story stuff, going to hither and yon. I said, you know what? Let's just unlock Eagle. Let's unlock Eagle viewpoints. This is driving me nuts. I guess I'll go down here and then work my way back. So this will be my excuse to complain about everything else I've seen so far in the game. Okay. As you probably saw in my previous video, there's a whole lot of walking in between checkpoints. And how can I best describe that? There's a lot early in the game. How do I say this? You're in an opera. You are walking to your seat. Then you sit through you sit through a cutscene. Then you leave the cutscene and then walk out of your seat through the aisle and then you have to climb the side of the building, then go backstage, climb around, do some parkour on the backstage, and then climb down to the balcony where your assassination target is located. Then you do a cutscene, then you have to slowly walk out of the opera. Near as I can tell, there's no fail state at that point in the game. And then once you're done with that, then you go to another cutscene when you end up on a ship, and then you have to walk from the upper deck to the lower deck. Then you have to walk from one side of the lower deck to the other deck, watch a cutscene, walk to the other side of the ship, do a cutscene, go to the top of the ship, do a tutorial for the melee fighting. Whoops, I went the wrong way. Do a cutscene, then climb the mast, do a cutscene, etc., and so forth. And it's as mundane, it's even more mundane than I'm making it sound. It's even more boring than I can possibly make it sound. And then, basically, you finally start dealing with a bunch of cutscenes and a bunch of... It's not even fetch questing. It's literally just walking or just jogging to the next objective to watch another cutscene. So, it's been more than an hour before I'm able to get to this part of the game. I'm actually just able to do the open world crap. So this is a major pacing problem that I've had during this game, and it's been driving me nuts. And I've been waiting for the game to get to the good stuff, and it took more than an hour to get there, and I was really upset by that. I don't know. I mean, again, while I don't mind the story that I've gotten so far, all things considered. I kind of wanted a better game around that story, and the balance is never there. It's almost like they wanted to set up a movie and then realize at some point, you know what, let's actually start playing the game now because, you know, at some point people pay to play a game, not to watch a movie. So, and I keep emphasizing this when I do my videos because I don't do cutscene videos. I do mechanics exploration. I want to know, if I'm playing an open world game like this, I want to know how far I can go early in the game. When does the good stuff happen, and how far am I able to go before before the gated content limits my progress. Move it, Orsi. And right now, the problem is that the game's wind-up is just so freaking long that it's almost like... You almost feel... obviously, they didn't have a 2-hour return period for Steam back when this game came out. I think this game came out in 2011, something like that. But it's almost like they wanted to tell a movie. Like, they wanted like a 90-minute, 2-hour movie before you could actually start playing the game in earnest. The open world stuff this game promised doesn't really start up until you've sat through at least an hour and a half of cutscenes. Which doesn't include all the, the 20 or so minutes of wandering around just to get... Not just wandering around, just walking from objective to objective. I mean, that's awful. And I don't remember if Black Flag had that problem. Assassin's Creed 4, I'll go back and review that. But that's a long wind-up. And I guess by now, people were really genuinely interested in the story. I mean, I guess by this point, people were saying, you know what, it's an Assassin's Creed game, stop whining. You're getting the story, whether you want it or not. In fact, if you're playing an Assassin's Creed game, you want a costume drama, and you're going to get your costume drama, and you're going to like it. Well, I don't know, sir. I don't like it, so I prefer to do this. And I'm not sure how long this is going to keep me engaged. Because you didn't keep me engaged in the second game, and that's kind of my problem. I think other mechanics open themselves up later on in the game, but the question is, how much of this game am I willing to do before the good stuff really opens up? Before the good stuff really becomes available? And so far, after playing Assassin's Creed 2, and I rented this out several years ago, and I got Assassin's Creed 4 from the library, I think it's safe to say that I'm not sure I like Assassin's Creed games. And I'm trying to figure out, I mean, I guess this one's better than 2. I don't know. I couldn't really be bothered. Okay, I'm not going to be able to get... There's supposed to be a cart. Where's the cart? I just jump off and die. There's always that. Dude, there's supposed to be a cart of hay somewhere. And I'm not going to jump into the tree and find out. Yeah, there it is. It's right there above my head. Okay, is it R1X to jump straight up? And then press toward the hay bale to leap towards it. That's the leap of faith. I'm not dead. This is not a garbage cart, so I will not die and have to come back for a sequel. But I will need to find the next eagle viewpoint. So that was a long trip just to unfog this part of the map, which I don't think really gave me anything. That's a tavern with games. I'll probably play some of those games because, I mean, come on. The fact that I have to wander around this game looking for games to play, I mean, who has an almanac page? Can I just teleport over here? Can I do that? Should I just leave Animus? No, I can't do that. I kind of wonder if I just die. I think it'll just send me back there to my save point. Well, that's unfortunate. So I can't fast travel yet? Because I remember I never unlocked fast traveling in in Assassin's Creed 2, and that hurts. So I make my way back to the almanac. If there's a quick way to get around, I don't know what it is. Because I know there were a few cheats. I'm not sure what they were. Well, is it faster to just, yeah, is it faster to just exit Animus? I saved. It was an automatic save from the top of the Eagle viewpoint. The Eagle vision, you know, detective vision, like in Arkham City. Actually, I know I have a lot of family members who are Assassin's Creed fans, and I'm pretty sure, since we're from the Louisiana, Texas area, Assassin's Creed Rogue's supposed to be a lot of fun, but, you know, got a black chick in there. Don't get that in a lot of video games. Fortunately, Rogue is apparently not a very good game, which brings up other issues. I mean, finally you get a black chick in a game, and it's a crappy one. Like, Remember Me. I mean, my God. I mean, that guy. I mean, I think the developer had to fight tooth and nail to get that woman in that game. I mean, it was a crap storm trying to get a black woman in that game. To make her a lead and to put her on that cover. But was Remember Me any good? Well, it wasn't memorable, I've been told. I think I actually got the game as part of a Humble Bundle. I'll have to check, because I got a bunch of Capcom games, like a DMC and Resident Evil Revelations, which I'll be doing videos of later. But that game, I want to say that game was included as part of the bundle, but that's the kind of game that gets dumped on bundles, because I don't think it's sold well, and it's not a particularly good game anyway. But as part of a bundle, it might be worth renting. But, yeah, Remember Me sounds like the kind of game that I wouldn't buy unless it was good. And because, you know, it's got a melee combat system. It's kind of a... I don't think it's an open world game, I don't think. But it's got an Arkham-like combat system. It's not particularly well done, so that hurt. It was a French developer, too, as I recall. So, yeah, it's sort of interesting to see how French game developers handle some of this stuff. I can't think of any off the top of my head. I remember Loricel, because they did Jim Power, which is actually available on Steam. Can't imagine why anyone would want it. I think the TurboGrafx soundtrack is Red Book Audio. So if you want to hear Chris Huselbeck's a great musician if you're into, like, you know, 80s synth from Germany. So The Turrican soundtracks, obviously, you know, the guy's a legend. And he did a Red Book soundtrack to Jim Power that's okay. In fact, some of the songs in that game are some of the best Chris Hulsbeck songs he's ever done. Some of the best songs he's ever done are on that Red Book soundtrack. So if that Steam game does have that soundtrack, then it might be worth sampling for a couple of dollars. I think it's been on sale for a couple of dollars, but I think at full price it's a $5 game, and it's notoriously awful. Like, it's impossible, enemies don't die, they take 1,000,000 hits to destroy, they're constantly in your way, you're constantly at risk of dying, you don't have enough continues, you don't have enough lives. It's one of those really bad 1990s 16-bit games that, apart from the graphics, is just completely unremarkable. I mean, as sort of a tech demo for the Super NES, it's actually kind of phenomenal. I mean, because they had overhead stages like Contra 4 that had better looking assets than Contra 4. I mean, the overhead stages in that game look way better than the overhead stages in Contra 4 or Contra 3, excuse me, the Alien Wars. I don't want to be here. Yeah, he saw me. Excuse me. Sorry, sir. But Jim Power's the kind of game I wouldn't buy unless it was like as part of a bundle, or unless I knew they were getting the soundtrack. Because if the soundtrack comes with it, then okay, I'll get it for the soundtrack. Because you got to get a Chris Hulsbeck soundtrack. Sorry, bro. I gotta chase the almanac page. I think I got it. I'm not dead. Yep, I got it. Wow. I should have died there. Is someone shooting me? Yeah, I think they're shooting me. Well, the game auto-saved. Where am I going? Yeah, let me see what that icon is over there. We got about 10 more minutes left in this video. How can I zoom in? Yeah, there we go. What's this? A tavern. Not in the mood for games. I'm in the mood for better games, but not in the mood for games. Peddler! And I go in to see the Peddler. Let's just unlock more crap, why not? So, I'm still disappointed in this game. And I'm still disappointed with this series, I mean. I know this game's been cheap, you know, I think the first 2 games you can buy on PC for like $5 or less sometimes. Like on disc. If you're the kind of person who still buys PC games on disc. Target was the kind of, I think Target actually had that collection on sale. Walmart might have it on sale right now on clearance, trying to get rid of these Assassin's Creed games. But so if you're the kind of person who can't get your hands on, who doesn't have a really fast internet connection, you don't have a library nearby, don't have a good supermarket or a big box store nearby where you can download games, yeah, you might have to buy your games on disc. But I don't know who rents Assassin's Creed games anymore, other than GameFly. So if you're morbidly curious about this series, you can probably get the first 2 games. You can get all 4 games from GameFly, the main games, the canon games. The sub games, you know, what do you call them? Like the minor games, like Brotherhood and Rogue. You can probably just get those somewhere else. I wouldn't even worry about them. Though apparently, I think Brotherhood had a great multiplayer. Don't know who's still playing it, but they got a great multiplayer, I've been told. I kind of wish they would set up bots for it so I could play it. Actually, I'll probably check out, see if I can do bots in the multiplayer in this game. Because it sounds like a really interesting idea multiplayer idea that unfortunately, you know, it's not going to make any difference. And look at that. That's not going to look very good because the anti-aliasing isn't working. Well, it can't have everything. Because I'm recording this from a DVD player, for crying out loud. I can't jump. Okay, I think I avoided trouble, right? Are they following me up these roofs? I think they're following me up the roofs. The music's still going, so they probably still see me. Oops, there they come. Well, I could kill you, there's always that. Okay, fine. Sit. Okay, we done? Music actually sounds pretty interesting for Assassin's Creed 2 and 3. Though I haven't been really paying attention to it because I've been too busy complaining about the game mechanics. I need to get up there somehow. Let me get creative. Can I go around the back way? Duck and dive at it? Actually, I need to be able to dive. I need to be able to hop into a something or rather. Sit. And he's down. Okay, I'm out of ideas. Let's just run. Why not? See ya. Gotta go, gotta go. See ya. Out the way, citizen. Can I climb? Can I climb? No, I can't climb there. See ya. Ouch. Okay, I can climb there. Can I climb here? Maybe not. I think they just keep shooting at me, which is the problem. The frame rate's dipped to the 20s at best. I think it's in the teens during this part. It's worse than Mordor, I think. Yeah, imagine trying to play Shadow of Mordor on the PS3 in a stronghold with like 20 or 30 dudes chasing you. Frame rate's in the single digits, for crying out loud. Okay, let's do this thing. I think I lost most of them. Yeah, I can climb this. Here we go. So I think what happened is I walked in front of a dude on a roof, and now everyone's chasing me from hither and yon. I don't know what to tell you. It's a mechanic you have to have in this game, but I'm not particularly thrilled with it. It's the wanted system in Grand Theft Auto, I guess. Grand Theft Auto 3, excuse me. Grand Theft Auto 5 better not suck, because I've pretty much given up on the other two games I've played in the series. Because I'm not going back to Grand Theft Auto 3. I'm not going to play Vice City. I'm not going to play Liberty City Stories either. So forget that. Oh, come on, dude. Yeah, the animation's not perfect, but you know. I think they really got the rotoscoping down pretty good during the, what do you call it? The pre-rendered sequences in Black Flag have some really good, yeah, they got some really good motion capture in that game. But of course, this game has problems with the stuff that's not pre-rendered, so but I'm not going to complain about that. Other people will, but I don't expect a whole lot out of these games, especially on the PS3. There's only so much you can do with the budget they had. Okay, at least at the time. Okay, R2X to jump straight up. Now that I know that's working, I will hold up and aim for the hay bale, because no one will see me fall. And I definitely am not dead. I'm not going to whistle. I guess I could whistle for my horse, but anyway. Let's zoom in. We'll spend the rest of this time unlocking Eagle stuff. I'm not going to do a courier mission. Let me back out of here. Zoom in. And there I am. I'm facing the other direction, so let me go this way. I guess I can stop by the courier later. Just don't seem to be that interested in this stuff. So I'm just doing these viewpoints to see if I can unlock any interesting missions, but I'm not sure there are any at this point. And again, I'm just getting sick of waiting for the game to get interesting. The game's giving me like a poo-poo platter, you know, an appetizer of a bunch of mechanics like shooting guns and raiding, doing stealth, raids, and this. I'm just not feeling it. Let me climb to the top of this thing, claim that. And let me zoom in and go to this one next. As soon as I get to the top of this one. Come on. So, I would conclude now, but I still have other stuff I want to do. But I think I'm just kind of hoping the game gives me something I want to do in the next 5 minutes, and it's probably not going to happen. The game cost me $250. I'm not going to complain. It's a rental. It's the kind of game that you kind of if you care anything about video games, modern video games, not just retro games. If you care about the games of this era, you kind of have to play this game just to see how you feel about it. But I think it's pretty clear that I'm not an Assassin's Creed fan. I wasn't really invested in liking it. I'll be the first to admit that. But this series is really kind of boring me, and it's mainly, I guess, because they aren't giving me the kind of stuff I want to be able to do to stick with it, especially after the really slow wind-up. And I guess the stuff I like in these games, you can just watch in a YouTube video, because I guess the dialogue and the voice performances are pretty good, but I'm not in the mood to watch a story. I'm in the mood to play a game. And, not my thing. Solid meh on this game. And its predecessor. Well, the main predecessor, not the side games, like Rogue and Brotherhood. What was the other game that came out with this before this game? 'Cause I remember Brotherhood. But yeah, they were just doing annual sequels, you know, like you know, arcade games did before the video game crash, you know, annual sequels and crap. Got to reuse those assets, man. You know, got to keep that money rolling in. Pay full price for DLC. It was technically not DLC. I mean, remember, like Saints Row 4 was built on the Saints Row 3 engine, right? And then they used it again for what was it? Yeah, it was the GAT game. That I think High Voltage did that. They just took the assets that Volition gave them, and I don't even think Volition gave them. I think Deep Silver gave them, and they hired that. I think it was a British company, High Voltage. I forget. They hired them. Actually, I think High Voltage is American, but they hired them. Okay, what's next? And I'll do some videos of GAT. I'll do some videos of GAT later. But the problem is that I have to do Saints Row 4, and that's probably going to spoil me for GAT. Because Saints Row 4 is probably the best Volition game ever. Depending on how I feel about Agents of Mayhem. But I won't be able to play Agents of Mayhem until I sell this backlog that I've built up. Because obviously my backlog is pretty ridiculous right now. I didn't set the marker. Wait, did it? Yeah, I did set the marker. Because my backlog is pretty ridiculous right now. Let me aim in that direction. Right above my head. There we go. R1X. Do the leap of faith. Into the grass. Which reminds me, as I'm running out of time. So, before I run out of time, I guess it's fair to say that I'm not an Assassin's Creed fan. And I always do this, you know, unlock the fast travel points thing, even though it probably doesn't mean anything. In fact, do I want to do a courier mission before I run out of time? Let me check on something. Who's this guy? Deliver the letters? So I gotta deliver letters, huh? Let me see what's going on with this. There's something hidden over there. I can eavesdrop over here and hide amongst these guys, these fellows. Here he is. Excuse me, sir. Oh, that was the place I was supposed to deliver the letters, I guess. So what did I get? I guess I got a mission. Ubi crap, am I right? Ubi stuff. Okay, there's something else here. There's another courier here, right? Just a second. I'm sitting over something. Yeah, I'm standing right on top of something. Am I just supposed to listen to these guys? I guess this is an eavesdropping point. Let me head up there. Do I need to get another courier? Because I thought I already delivered a letter. Well, let me see what's up. Deliver the letters and ball. Okay, it's the other place. I have to deliver them. I have to deliver these letters to these points. Okay. This is incredibly boring. One more, right? Over here. No, over there. Yeah, over there. In the water. Sorry. Wasn't paying attention. That was just a grass mud pit or something. Grassy pit. So we're done? I mean, that might be it. Nope, there's one more south of us. Gosh darn it. Well, let's unlock. I'll run out of time before I do anything else that's really interesting. So, am I done complaining about Assassin's Creed? I mean, this is the kind of game where I would get one of my family members who really loves this game. I would get one of them to play it for me, so they can kind of sell me on it, because I'm not doing a very good job of selling myself on it. So maybe they'll make the game more interesting. Yeah, I gotta go down and around. Darn it. Yeah, I gotta go down and around, so I go around this way. Let's go on the tightrope. It's not a tightrope, it's just a bunch of ledges. Alright. Well, yeah, it's not conspicuous at all, this random dude climbing buildings. Whoops, that's a hiding place. Never mind.